Used car prices hit two-year high despite budget noise. This is by Amy Turner on the 5th of December 2025. While EV prices were still down compared with last year, down 5.5%. I have read this, and when I read it, I laughed. Mark Palmer, Auto Trader. The used car market held a steady end-of-year course in November, with retail prices rising to their highest point in almost 2 years as tighter supply continued to underpin demand. Auto Trader's latest retail price index shows the average used car price reached £17,103 in November. That marks a 0.5 year-on-year increase on a like-for-like basis, despite a modest 0.5% month-on-month dip from October, in line with typical seasonal coding. November's headline figure is the strongest since early 2024, with supply constraints remaining a key driver of price resilience, especially amongst 3 to 5 year old cars. Volumes in this cohort are still around 1.8 million fewer than in 2019, a shortage that continues to shape retailer performance. Auto Trader's analysis suggests these market conditions are supporting independent dealers in particular, reflecting differences in stock mix and buyer profiles compared to franchise groups. Franchise groups are bottled up with pre-registered EVs. They've nowhere to put any stock that they can actually sell. Fuel type data shows petrol models remain the main engine of value growth. Petrol used cars were up 1.5% year on year in November, the 8th consecutive month of annual price gains and one of the larger increases recorded in 2025. Petrol have gone up. Diesel values rose by 2.7%, while EV prices were still down compared with last year, down 5.5%. Although the rate of decline continues to ease as the market matures. No, I'm sorry, it continues to get worse as the market matures because there's more and more vehicles coming on. They're telling us that used EVs are flying off the shelf, but yet there's a net gain on Auto Trader. If they were flying off the shelves in any actual numbers, then there would be a shortage of EVs, not a net gain. And if there was a shortage, values would go up, not go down. It doesn't make sense. If EVs are selling quicker than petrols, why are petrols going up? If people don't want diesels anymore, why are diesels going up? Because I'm afraid you're all like mushrooms. You're being kept in the dark and fed bullshit. It's absolute rubbish. Demand for older, more affordable vehicles also remain notably strong, with Auto Trader reporting that 10 to 15-year-old cars rose 8.1% year on year in November, one of the best results for this age bracket in several years. The average used car took 32 days to sell in November, flat against the same month last year. EVs were the fastest selling fuel type at 27 days on average, 2 days quicker than November 2024, when they were lying about how fast they were selling then, signalling growing consumer confidence and broader integration of electric models into the mainstream used market. Auto Trader said the potential uncertainty created by last week's Chancellor's budget appears to have had limited impact on consumer engagement with its data, suggesting that while any softening effect would already have been felt in recent weeks, demand has remained resilient through autumn. With 1 month left of the year, the combined new and used market is expected to deliver around 9.76 million total cars exchanged in 2025. Auto Trader forecasts that 2026 will edge back above 10 million, returning activity to levels last consistently seen in 2019. You have a look how many times used EVs, especially 3 to 5 year old used EVs, exchange hands in a year. The marketplace also highlighted the importance of the Q4 research pipeline. Over the last 2 years, used car transactions have increased by around 40% between the seasonal December lull and the January uplift. With buyers typically spending about 88 days researching before purchase, Autotrader expects much of November's and December's interest to convert into early 2026 sales, provided retailers maintain strong online visibility. That means provided that you don't cancel your Autotrader contract like you said you were going to do when they've brought this new deal builder, and you keep your online presence. You keep advertising on Autotrader, and you keep going down the rabbit hole, pouring money in it. Let's face it, I've said it before, I used to be Autotrader's biggest fan. But the platform now is an absolute disgrace. It's shocking. They're allowing dealers to just get away with what they want. And those dealers, the lazy ones, the liars, the ones who don't put a date of registration on the vehicles, the ones who are selling new vehicles and pretending they're used, they just spoil it for everybody else. Autotrader's taking the money. They don't want to. I've reported it time. I gave up. I reported it time and time again last year. Nothing was done about it. I reported dealers trying to ramp up the price of EVs by putting used EVs on £50,000 over retail. And I spoke to somebody at Autotrader. Autotrader spoke to the dealer, and he came back to me and said, that's the way the dealer wants to advertise. Well, of course they want to advertise like that, because an average, yeah? If you get one that's £50,000 over and there's 50 cars being used as an average, the average price goes up £1,000. See how easy it is to ramp used EVs up? Or say, for instance, say you gave something away, but you didn't give it away because if you went to the garage to buy the used EV and you were getting something at £1,000, but if you didn't want it, they knocked £1,000 off. Well, they're charging you, aren't they? Again, used EVs, and you get all sorts of idiots, just data crunchers. It would seem that they've nothing to do with the motor trade. They've no idea what's going on. They just see a load of figures and think, oh yeah, it's gone up. They don't then have the sense to go, oh, I wonder why it's gone up. Because EVs have been going down and now they've started to stabilise. Then you have a look at Big Motoring World, giving £750 or £1,000 deposit contribution on EVs alone. Arnold Clark giving you a free charger. But if you don't want a charger, they knock it off. So they're not giving you a free charger. They're just putting it on the price of the car, which in turn, an algorithm which has no common sense thinks that EV prices are going up. They're not. Trust me, they're not. The marketplace also highlighted the importance of the Q4 research pipeline. Over the last 2 years, used car transactions have increased by around 40% between the seasonal December lull and January uplift. With buyers typically spending about 88 days researching before purchase, Auto Trader expects much of November and December's interest to convert into early 2026 sales, provided retailers maintain strong online visibility, accurate merchandising and disciplined pricing. Commenting, Mark Palmer, Head of Strategy and Insights at Auto Trader, said, November has been another month of encouraging stability. Prices are the highest they've been for almost 2 years. The pace of sale is holding steady and demand has remained robust despite the noise around last week's budget. Car ownership is essential for most households and that continues to underpin the strength of the used market, even when wider economic indicators are mixed. We're also seeing a maturing electric vehicle market, with EVs now the fastest selling fuel type and behaving in much a more aligned way to the rest of the market. How you can say that is just beyond me. Combined with light supply across key age and price segments, particularly 3 to 5 year old cars, the fundamentals remain broadly positive, while also highlighting that effective sourcing policies are crucial to unlocking success in the market. With just a month to go, the market is on track to get close to 10 million cars changing hands this year, and we expect 2026 to push comfortably above that. Engagement remains strong through Q4, and as many of today's researchers become January's buyers, retailers who maintain visibility and pricing discipline are well placed to start the new year with real momentum. What he's saying to you there is, don't cancel your Auto Trader budget in November and December next year, because that's when people are looking for the new year. Of course, they look for 2 months and then they buy in January. Of course they do. That's what they do. Honestly, I can't believe it. I really can't. Do you know what else I can't believe? I can't believe that they've got the cheek to say that EVs are selling well. Somebody sent me a tweet by the EV guy about 93% of people being happy with their EVs. Honestly, the only way you could believe that, if you had any sense or if you knew anything about the motor trade, well, you couldn't. No, I can leave it there. There's no way you could believe it. The only way you could believe that is if you've got no idea about the motor trade, you've got no idea whatsoever about car sales, you've got no idea about advertising or research, and you just want to say things because you sell electricity. And in order to sell electricity and chargers, you have to have positive spin on electric vehicles. But again, I couldn't even be bothered doing it today because I went through motorway. Let me just see if I can find this. There was loads, but one in particular caught my eye. And with used EV sales being up 44%, and with them selling every 28 days, this one, Audi e-tron, this is a 3 to 5 year old one, the ones that are selling. There you go, 3 years, 3 months and 11 days. Current owner's had it 10 months and 8 days. So it's going into the car park again to be sold again. The next one, 3 years, 5 months and 6 days. Current owner, 7 months and 7 days. Next one, 8 months and 6 days. The next one, how about this one? Registered 16th of the 12th, 2021. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 4 years old, 8 owners. The next owner will be the 9th owner in 4 years. What do you think that's doing to stats, sales stats? How many times? How many percent EVs are selling? It's the same car. Just have a look at this, look. Vauxhall Mocha Ultimate. Owner 1, 5 months and 12 days. Owner 2, 2 months and 30 days. Owner 3, 1 year and 17 days. Owner 4, 8 months and 26 days. Owner 5, 2 months and 22 days. Owner 6, 3 months and 4 days. Owner 7, 4 months and 1 day. Current owner's had it 8 months and 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to have had 6 owners in 2 years. Putting the percentage of sales up, isn't it? Somewhat. It's just ridiculous. And honestly, I really couldn't be bothered doing it because I've done it several times and it's the same old thing. Anybody who is getting rid of an EV in a few months is doing so because they can't stand it, because they'll lose a lot of money. The only reason to get rid of a vehicle and lose money, especially when it's on a finance company, is because you can't put up with it a day longer. You see these celebrity couples who get divorced and, they've got everything. Both of them really good looking. Houses, boats, planes, and they get divorced. They don't get divorced because they like them. They get divorced because they can't stand another minute with said person, or in this case, said EV. That's why they get rid. I've just come on here, look. 75 plate ID Buzz, 12th of the 9th, 2025. Getting rid of it already. One alert. What will the alert be? Has a finance recorded, finance agreement recorded. So he's got it on finance. It's going to cost him a fortune to get out of the finance agreement to start off with, but he obviously can't stand it anymore. Audi e-tron, 25 plate. There you go. He's had that since the 25th of the 5th, 2025. He's getting rid. One detail, finance agreement. He's got it on finance agreement. Next one, Dacia Spring, the cheapest vehicle on the road. He's hoping to get £9,442 for that. He's got no chance whatsoever of getting that, because you can get brand new ones and not much more. Oh, look at this. Baz, you cherry picking. First three, you followed me. Look. First registered 31st of the 3rd, 2025. Keeper start date for this one, 15th of the 4th, 2025. So, first owner had it 15 days, second owner's had it 7 months and 24 days. Kia EV Air, 5th of the 3rd, 2025. That's the first 4. All of them getting shut after a few months. The first 4. Does that sound like 93% are happy with their EVs? Again, I promise you, I've not looked at these. I've just called it up. 18th of the 1st, 2025. Not had it a year. Getting shut. Alert details. What's the alert? Has a finance agreement. It's going to blow his brains out. Well, one of those Imodium pluses here. Length of ownership. First owner, 4 months and 6 days. Current owner, 10 months and 15 days. The first 6, all 6 of them. Citroen EC4. 2024, 7,530 miles. Click on that. First registered 22nd of the 5th, 2024. Keeper start date 22nd of the 8th, 2025. So the second owner, the first one had it 1 year and 3 months. The second owner's had it 3 months and 17 days. The first 7 of 38 vehicles. And trust me, these are going up. There's more and more used EVs being sold faster. That's it. If you believe anything these people say, Auto Trader showing you EVs are dropping, me showing you EVs are changing hands over and over again, and them saying that, because these are going to the trade, by the way, you know, these aren't being sold on Auto Trader. There'll be all the ones that are being sold on Auto Trader that I can't track. These I can track them on here and CarWow. But for every 39 on here, there'll be God knows how many on Auto Trader. And trust me, and I'm telling you this, 93% aren't happy with their EVs. They're not. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.